Well, hello, my little beauties, and welcome to this very special message on this super special occasion. It's me, David Connolly, the web developer extraordinaire. Now, this is a coding channel. We write code and we talk about web development, do we not? But some of you will know that over the last month or two, I've posted the odd video where I talk about watches. Now, I'm no watch expert. Up until last night, I had never sold a watch in my life, but I sold one to my brother for 35 quid last night. But I'm really not an expert at anything, but I enjoy watches, you know. And for about the last 6 months, I've been picking up little watches here and there, and even posting videos where we discuss watches. Now, about 6 months ago, I really did not know what a bezel was, but I saw a movie. It was the Equalizer movie, and there was a scene where the watch played a key role, and I thought, that's kind of cool. And I thought, I'm going to get that watch, and I got the watch. It was a Sunto Core Black. And actually, the thing broke. I broke the strap, but I kind of enjoy watches, so I got another, and another, and then I got another watch and another, and picked up a bunch as gifts and all of that. And lo and behold, I've ended up just drowning in a sea of watches. And I made the classic clueless beginner's mistake, because none of them are really grade A. There's no Rolexes or anything here. But I've ended up with loads and loads and loads of these other watches. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to start a watch channel. And I'll keep talking about code here, but I can use my other channel for talking about watches. And to start the channel with a bang, I'm going to auction off a boatload of watches. Now, I've never sold anything on eBay. I have no feedback. It's just not my thing. But one thing I do know is that the worst thing you can do on eBay is sell an item with a £1 reserve. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So the plan is I'm going to be setting up an eBay account over the next week or so. And I'm going to be auctioning a whole bunch of watches with a £1 reserve. And let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to spread the watch auctions out so we can have them in, 4 in the morning, afternoon, daytime. We'll cover all the time zones so everybody can have a go. And people are going to be buying watches for £1 a whack. I just have that feeling, you know. So I'm going to show you some watches and see if there's anything that you like. Now, there's going to be a whole lot of kind of AliExpress specials like this. And I don't want to talk about them too much or anything. I'm just going to show you if I can get this thing in focus. There's going to be a lot of duffers, quite frankly. But there's going to be some golden nuggets. Like this beautiful little seagull watch here. Isn't it beautiful? Now, let me show you how you know a class seagull. If I show you the back, can you see that? Oh, you cannot see that. Oh, you cannot. Well, in that case, let me show you this little beauty. Different watch. Look at the lightning bolt, by the way. I love this. Let me get you in focus. Come on. Focus. Is it happening? Probably not. But what I really wanted to show you here was the flip side, because that is a seagull interior, just like the last one I showed you. And isn't it absolutely, come on, focus. There you go. Isn't it fantasticola? So, it's got to be worth a £1 bid, don't you think? Now, I haven't set up the eBay account yet. I'm going to have to do that, but I'll leave a link to my new watch channel and we'll go through this. Now, this one is, I'm not even going to sell you that. I picked that up for £3.50 on AliExpress. Let's not be ridiculous. But some of them are kind of cool, and there's definitely some gold. That's not gold for sure, but there is some gold among this, and I wonder if you can spot it. Here's another. I mean, there's so many of these that are just these little. I wear this one when I'm doing something technical, by the way, when I'm coding, because it makes me feel technical. Again, I picked it up probably for about 20, 30 quid on AliExpress. I'm not pretending that these are all super expensive or anything like that. Now, this is an interesting one because I am the only guy in the universe for whom this watch is kind of a good fit, you know? Must be the hair. But they're not all totally cheap and cheerful. Look at the beautiful San Martin. Now, once again, all of these are going to be going onto AliExpress with a £1 reserve. I'm not doing anything dodgy with the shipping, by the way. I have no plans of making any money from shipping. And in fact, I don't think I'm going to make any money at all. I'm going to just lose a whole bunch. But hopefully, I'll get some good feedback on eBay, and that would be kind of nice. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Now, this is a Sestrian, fantastic company based in England. Anti-reflective glass, all of the statistics you could ever hope for. It might even be, is it a 300-meter dive watch or is it two? I can't even remember. 300 meters. I mean, this is hardcore, fully automatic. Most of them are screw-in crown. It's absolutely fantasticola. And I'm telling you, it's got to be worth a £1 bid, right? This is another one here, which I'll be sad to see this one go, actually. But can't you see yourself having a fantastic night out, maybe driving an Aston Martin or something? Again, it's an AliExpress special, that one, but you get the idea. Here's one that I use for deadlines. I wear this when I have a deadline because it's got a kind of reddish colour, a whole lot of energy, and it has clarity. So that would be my deadline watch. Again, I'm going to chuck it on £1 reserve. It's got to be worth a quid, right? How about this one? Can you see yourself in a casino with this beautiful Orient, looking rather James Bond-like, as people say, oh, what a wonderful, wonderful watch. I have so many of them. If you see anything you like, just let me know. I don't think I can put this one on because it's an FAKE. Somebody got me this as a gift from a car boot sale. It's as authentic as a Nigerian Lamborghini. So it's unfortunately, yeah, that's just the way it goes. It was just a gift. Couldn't say no. Let's see what else I've got. I mean, this one is complete dog shit. So they're not all winners. I'm just being honest with you here. Some of them have never even been worn, but some of them are. I mean, that's cost about £2 on AliExpress. There's definitely some here that are not of great monetary value, but some of them are beautiful. Have a look at this. Have a look. I'm not even going to say anything. Just look at the colour of this. And I'm telling you, man, somebody is going to pick up a bargain. The only real loser. I think that watch has got a bit of a Roger Moore vibe, you know. And I don't think it's even been worn now that I'm looking at it. So these watches drift through my transom. You've seen me wear this one. This is the Patek Nautilus Homage. We are paying homage, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the real one of these would cost you about £250,000. This one cost me about 50 quid, I think. So some of them are slightly ridiculous. I think this is a slightly ridiculous one. I think you've seen enough of that. Some of them are really beautiful. Have a wee look at this one. I mean, they're all kind of different and unusual. And just have a look. And again, most of them are automatic, screw down. Every statistic known to humanity, they have going for them. Most of them, at least. Look at this. This is one of my favorites. This is, well, I'll just show you it. Can you imagine yourself, fancy restaurant, with a beautiful lady as you sing a little rendition of Christy Bugg's Lady in Red wearing this watch? Isn't it a beaut? So these are all going to be going with a £1 reserve. I must be crazy. I'm going to lose a whole bunch of money here. But this is how we're going to be starting the watch channel. Link in the description, folks. I've decided, I can't even focus this, I've decided to call it David Talks Watches. Now, here's another good one here. Check this out. This is, I've never actually worn this one, but it was given to me by a friend, and he'll be okay with this. I told him, actually. This is a tactical frog. Now, Google it. Do your own research. Google it. Google it. Because some of these watches are indeed worth peanuts, but I think this is one of the best made of the whole bunch. Beautiful two-way bezel. I think it's 300 meters water resistant. I'm pretty sure it is, if I'm reading it right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But some of them are really good, and it is for you to spot the gold. Can you spot the gold? And can you spot the dog shit? Let me know. Here's another little seagull coming at you. Beautiful dress watch. Somebody is going to be picking these things up for £1. Do you have any idea how much these things go for? You do your own research. Let's see what else we got. Now, this was a gift. I've had this since the 90s. I'm not selling it. You're out of luck. It's just a little Seconda. The strap doesn't even match, so you wouldn't want that anyway. How about a nice Tudor Black Bay homage? We're paying homage. What do you reckon? And again, every statistic known to humanity is what this thing has going for it. Now, if you don't like the colour, I've got another colour. Let me show you. Same watch, different colour. Check it out. And again, look up the price. Do your own research. And ask yourself, is this worth £1? I mean, obviously, I hope it goes for a little bit more than £1, but that's the reserve. And I don't know much about auctions, but from what I've heard, that is about the dumbest thing that you can do. Because people are going to be picking these up for peanuts. Here's a little, I mean, what are you into? Tell me what you're into. I have it, you know, as long as it's not too fancy. But the plan is, I'm going to do this, and then I think that I kind of messed up because I got all of these watches that are kind of nice. I mean, this is a Bleeger. I don't want to say the price unless I'm wrong, but look it up. There's some of them that are worth a few hundred, you know, and some of them that are worth virtually nothing. But are you eager for a Bleeger? Check it out. Look at the green second-hand, nice outer bezel. Green is a very magical colour, you know. It actually attracts money. Having a hard time financially? Wear green. Watch what happens. Now, how about this beautiful little Timex here? Again, it's a diver's watch. Now, look at that hour's hand. Do you see it right there? It's incredible and very, very special. Automatic again. Most of them are mechanical. For spiritual reasons, we do like mechanical watches here. There's mostly automatic, but a few wind-up ones as well. I think there's a few quartzes also. This is a little Pagani based on the Omega. I think it's the one that Pierce Brosnan wore in one of those James Bonds. It's got the waves. It can't see it too good, but you get the idea. Let's see what else we got here. It's got to be worth £1. Here's a nice Seiko. Do we like a Seiko? I don't even know what model this is, actually. Do you know? Let me know. I'm just going to take you through them all. I don't even know anything about a lot of them. I'm not a watch guru. I mean, take this one here. I'm not putting this one through, but I paid £1.50 for this on AliExpress. But to me, this is one that I'm not selling because it just makes me happy. And the funny thing is, it was broken and it was everywhere and I was kind of miserable. And my mum says, let me have a look. And I says, what's the point? It was in pieces, all little things. And she went, here it is. So my mum fixed this with her bare hands. Utterly worthless to you, but great sentimental value to me, and it just makes me feel happy, you know? So some of them have a sentimental thing going on. Here's an interesting little Casio. Now, these are only 50 quid or thereabouts new, but I've been reliably informed that apparently these are quite rare. And apparently the second-hand value is worth more than the retail value. Who would have thought? You can see I've got a few watches. Did I mention that one? Did I mention... oh, how about a little Tandorio? No, it's not an Indian meal. It's a watch. And it's actually a very well-made military watch. And again, do your own research. What do I know about any of this stuff? But that's certainly one of the well-made ones. Here's one that looks really cool, but is as cheap. I mean, look at this. This is my Cartier tank homage, paying homage. I bought this for about a fiver on AliExpress. You'd be mad to bid on it. We're not even going to put that one through. I'm not going to waste your time with that kind of thing. Now, I think that this is a radio-controlled watch. I'm not entirely sure. Let me have a close look. I don't even think I've ever even worn this. But this is, let's see, can we get this thing home and in here? Ah, we can't. We cannot, so let's not worry about it. Here's another radio-controlled watch that hopefully we can zoom in on. So this is a Casio here, and this is picking up radio signals. Really and truly, this is a Wave Scepter. Look it up. Do your own research. This thing sets itself, and it is accurate to a millisecond type of a level. I don't know what the real thing is, but nevertheless, that is how that's working. It's a Wave Scepter. And yeah, I think somebody's going to be picking this one up for peanuts to the pound, don't you know? Peanuts to the pound. Do I have enough watches for you so far? If there's anything you're into, let me know. I mean, I made the classic beginner guy's mistake of getting a hold of a whole bunch of kind of mid-ranged. I mean, I don't even know what that one was. Probably some of them are really dirt cheap, but some of them are not. I mean, take for example, well, I'll show you. Let's do a little experiment. I'll show you one. Right, how about this? How about this? One of these is worth new about £2, and one of them is worth about £800. Can you guess which one? Well, if you follow the channel, you'll know which one. But maybe I'll let you figure it out. Well, okay, I'll just tell you. Shall I tell? No, I'll let you figure it out. Let you figure it out. What else do we got here? We've got another little Nautilus homage. These, it's not incredibly expensive, but there are a few golden nuggets. Here's a nice little Explorer homage. It's, I think you'll pick these up for about 120, 130, but really well made, automatic and all of that. You can have the full experience. Another little Pagani that has never seen the light of day. And then we've got a, would you care for a little, look at this one, we get the box and everything. Would you care for a little balcony? Anyway, you get the idea. So the plan is I'm going to be chucking a whole bunch of these, probably pretty much, well, I mean, I might save a couple for sentimental reasons, but basically I'm going to chuck them on eBay. And it's going to be a £1 reserve. I'm not going to do anything dodgy with the shipping. I have no plans of... Actually, I don't think there's going to be any profit here at all. But what it'll do is two things. It'll help me to start my new watch channel with a bang. It's called David Talks Watches. I'm going to leave a link in the description. And the other thing is it's going to give me some feedback on eBay. I have never sold... you don't want that. It's just a little digital one. I've never sold anything on eBay. I have no feedback. So my theory is if I chuck a whole bunch of watches on and maybe if I do a good job and post them on time and everything, maybe people will give me nice feedback, you know? There's watches all over here. Here's a little Seiko that was a little kind of fast. I'll give you that for free if you turn up. Just ask for it. I can't be bothered posting it though. So, what you into? Is there anything you like? It's the new watch. Oh, can you believe it? We have people watching. I've just looked at the room and it's ahoy to Jamie Opulence. Ding, 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 ding. A very heavy hitter from the watch industry. Nice to see you. We have fries with mayo. Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. Ahoy to you. Hail to you. And hail to the great Mame Meister, who says you have a new sub to your watch channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on over. You're nearby, and I'll treat you to a watch. How about selling them by the kilo? Listen, folks, I'm not pretending there's a whole lot of dog shit in there. Let's not pretend that there's not. But there are a few golden nuggets. Look, folks, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we head over, let's take for example. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you the gold. I'd mentioned it before. It's a favorite of mine. But take a look at this little beauty here. You all laughed the other day at this simple, very unimpressive little Seiko. But did you know that I have the box, the certificates, the warranties, and spare straps and everything? Did you know that this is the very make and model of watch that was worn by Steve Jobs? They call it the original Apple Watch. I'm just going to go eBay. Look at this. I looked at this earlier on. There you are, 870 or best offer. And there's another one, and they're very rare. There's only 2 of them. So let's have it, folks, because they're not all complete dog shit. There's a few little gems in there. And it's for you folks to figure out what the gems are and what the dog shit is. I think that I don't think it's going to make any money. I'm not planning any shit. I'm a web developer, right? I'm not a watch expert. Like I say, 6 months ago, I never even knew what a bezel was. But I have made the classic beginner's mistake by surrounding myself with all of these crap. Did I say crap? Forgive me. I'm in the watch business. I got to get this right. Affordable watches, right? Affordable. Some of them are very cool. I mean, this is my favorite actually, and I'm not selling it. This is the one I wear most often. My mum got me it for my birthday. And you can, it's £100 watch, But some of them are cool, some of them are sentimental, some of them are worthless, but some of them are nice. And what I'm really hoping to get from my eBay auction is feedback. The amount of items I have sold, 0. I have no credibility whatsoever. So if I can walk away, even if I lose money, at least hopefully I'll have some feedback, and then we go for the good stuff. Then I'm coming after you, Jamie Opulence, and all of you fancy watch people. I'm going to be right up there with my what's a fancy watch these days? Actually, shall we put the pocket watch on as well, if you want? This has a purpose. Look at the gold. It doesn't even match. It's not real gold. But this has a purpose. I have a client in Utah, and it's set to their time zone, because sometimes I meet online and show them some coding stuff, I think pocket watches, here's a question. Are pocket watches making a comeback? Let's ask the room what you think. Start the poll. Are pocket, this is the last time you'll see me talk about watches here, making a comeback. Now, I'm going to say yes, but you let me know what you think. That's the question. I have to tell you, I've been going with my equalizer vibe now for about 7 months, and it's absolutely game changing. People treat you different, you know, when you wear a pocket watch. Good things happen. The phone rings and the sun shines. Anyway, that's the question we're asking. Are pocket watches making a comeback? Now, let me have a wee look at your comments here while we go. So Jamie Opulence here saying, just subscribe to your new channel. God bless you, my friend. Fries with mayo. Interesting. Jamie, you deserve a medal. Come on. I haven't even had a chance to offend anybody yet. Give me a break. I have a friend from Glasgow and he's also fixated by the colour red as being good energy. It must be a Glasgow thing. Well, it's I actually really believe that colours have power, you know. And I suppose I don't want to go into it too much because I'll sound like a raving lunatic. But colours have power, you better believe it. No 6119 in there. I don't know what that is. Nice hair king. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I can show you some incredible stuff with regards to hair. For example, did you know that I'm a completely baldy guy? That's right. Completely baldy. Just about. But I have tricks, you know. I have all sorts of little tricks. So box and papers with these watches. One or two of them. The Baltony, the Seiko one. Probably one or two, but most of them will just be probably envelopes and all of that, you know. I have to set up the eBay account though, but the plan is I'll spread it out so that it's in different time zones. And I mean, I'm going to lose. People are going to be buying these for £1 a pop, I can tell. But like I say, if I get that feedback, that'll be me in the game, you know. So thank you, Mame Meister, a new sub to my channel. How cool is that? Let's see, Kokoras is here. Thank you. Just subscribe to the new watch channel. I have no idea why people would even want to listen to this guy talking about watches, but they do. And you know why people like listening to this guy? And I know because I've done a few videos and people showed up. Look, I got Jamie Opulence and everything here. And you know why it is they like listening to this guy? It's because my cluelessness is my power. I mean, there was a dude talking about a hair king or a hairpin or something. He's just told me it's to do with a Rolex. I had no idea. I thought he was talking about my magical hair powder here. If they give me $500,000, I'll turn it around. Check this out, folks. You see that part there? You see that little scalpy part? You see that? Well, now you don't. Look at this. This is what I thought you were talking about. This is my hair king. Remember, folks, steel comb. You are listening to the words of an ex-baldy guy. That's right. Oh man, I used to be, oh, what a drag. See, the perfect crime. That's the only hair king that I know about. Anyway, thank you very much, Fries with me, sub 2. Ding, 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 ding. You know what? Just maybe my little watch channel will end up even more successful than this web channel. It can't be much more of a flop, that's for sure. If you ever want to be an unemployed developer, then what you do is you start a YouTube channel and you say that all of the other technologies are bullshit. And it's really quite remarkable because 500 CVs sent later and nobody wants to know. Yeah, maybe if I had tried a different strategy, maybe I'd have had one of those fancy Pateks, like Archie Luxury and the gang, you know? Anyway, we asked, are pocket watches making a comeback? What a bunch of miserable losers. 71% of you are saying no. Look, don't try your inverse psychology on me. Anyway, 71% are saying no, 29% are saying yes. Okay, cool. Well, listen, I respect the will of the vote, but I'm going to keep on wearing my pocket watch because it makes me feel good. And here we go. Archie Luxury was also an IT. Have any of you seen the Archie Luxury channel? I know that the watch people have, the watch people. But to the rest of you, it's, I think it's safe to say, It's kind of a Marmite channel. Now, I think the guy is funny and intelligent. And the more I watch him, the more I like him. But I've showed his videos to my lady wonder wench and my mum, and they cannot handle a sentence. They're just, oh, I'm leaving the room. I mean, I hope he doesn't see this. Archie, God bless you if you ever do see this, but I don't get it. I think I think he's great. Actually, I'm a fan. I am definitely a fan. And a while ago, I was saying that I never. Well, do you know? Do you know about my background? Here's where I go all James Bond. I used to work for the IT division of the police, a division so secret that I'm not even able to tell you anything else. But let me tell you this much. When I heard about the Archie luxury burglary, immediately my mind went to work. Didn't take long. And I thought, I think he can get those watches back. And I think I spelled it out in one of the videos how I would go about this. And we won't go into it. It's a little bit boring. But all I can say is keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Do you know it was on the news today on Sky News that there's a new branch of the police or whatever who are now dealing with watch crime in London? Apparently, there's a spike of people being mugged for their watches. It's probably not going to happen to me, mind you, but apparently that is a real problem these days. Anyway, here comes Mental Jock. New name. Ding, 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 ding. Hello, Mental Jock. Says, randomly come here and see my brother Jamie in his chat. The wonders of YouTube in full formation. Here's fries with mail. Don't keep your watches at home like Archie. Do you know what's funny? I often thought if somebody broke in here and saw all these watches, they'd be like, this is the mother lode. Until they look up the value. Anyway, we do have some winners. Let's not be too negative here. I have a phone call coming in. It's my lady wonder wench. Hold on a wee second. Hey, how you doing? Very good. I'm currently live streaming. You're live in front of the potentially millions of people. How are you and what you up to? I am free. And how about you? Ah, no worries. I was hoping can we do the thing where I say what have you been up to all day and you say the thing and can I put it on loudspeaker and all that and pretend I've got this dead really exciting life? Okay, never mind. Right, okay. Right, say no more. I'll tell them after. I'll tell them after. All right. Well, look, everything went as cool as can be. Everything is great, and maybe I'll catch up with you later on tonight. Okay. Right. Have a. Well, he says he's gonna be good enough to send me a consultation fee, which basically means that the lights hopefully stay on for another month. F- Fingers crossed. Aye. Anyway, all right. Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Have a good one then. I'll see you later on, okay? Right. Bye. Cheerio. Goodbye. Anyway, there we have it, folks. And I know that that was exactly what you came here for. Exactly what you came here for. Um, so I think that's going to be me for this. I just really wanted to tell you about this channel of mine. Um, I really have to start talking about code again. You heard me on the phone there talking about a little consultation gig that I've had, and it's like, well, maybe I'll pay the rent this month. And really and truly, I have to get back to talking about code. So this is the last time you'll hear me talk about watches here. If you have any watch questions, comments, suggestions, this is your chance. And then I'll be taking you over to the channel. It's a rotten name. David talks watches. Somebody said that's rubbish. You can't expand it. You're making yourself like a taxi driver. That depends on you and all of that. But it's not a business. It's just waffle. It's just a little bit of fun. It's funny, I played the guitar since I was 11 years old. You would never know. You would never know. My fingers are too slow. I never got beyond Johnny Be Good. But interestingly, watches have kind of appeared and occupied a point in my mind where guitars once were. It's kind of strange, isn't it? And I have a few guitars here, but I haven't really touched them for months. It's the strangest thing. So anyway, why watches? I hear you potentially saying. Well, just to tell you the vibe, if it all seems a little bit random, watches are the foundation of, as far as I can tell, the foundation of your whole vibe. Now, I actually don't have a watch on unless you count this pocket watch. But if you think about, I'll take for example this one. Now, this really and truly is a £1.50 watch. This is the one, I mean, I'm not selling it, right? But let me show you something. I'm going to show you something magical, right? Now, if I put this watch on, you're going to say, big deal. Big deal, watch, who cares? Cheap watch, who cares, right? But as I fumble away, I want you to imagine that you're on a cruise somewhere and there's this incredible jazz band and you're having the time of your life and you're over there dressed like Jay Gatsby. And a guy walks over and says, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's wearing this watch, right? And you see this watch. How do you feel? Happy, right? That's a happy watch. Imagine you're wearing it. It's very difficult to get depressed when you're wearing a watch like this. It ain't worth jack shit monetarily. But the energy, the guy I had over today, he was wearing a watch that would have given some of you fancy watch folks a good run for your money. But the energy, do you see how it's happy? It's a happy watch, right? It's beautiful and it's simple as well and it's clear. And I'll give you some other examples of the energy. This is why we talk about watches. Let's see if we can get another one here. And I'll talk a wee bit about the vibe. Right, so here's a good example. Right, here's a more practical example. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay. LX, what is it? An LXG or whatever it is. It's an AliExpress special, okay? So why on earth would a man of my intelligence buy this? Let me tell you why. I do online training for companies and they hire me and I teach them IT. And I have a real problem with IT managers. They see me and they have this crazy idea that I'm going to outshine them or something like that. It's ridiculous, right? Because I'm not going to outshine them. But what happens is I often get bad vibes and I've lost a lot of money because IT managers are like, why should we listen to him? And I did. I did an online training thing with a group who had been good enough to hire me. And the IT manager guy, IT managers don't like me. And the IT manager was like, oh, what's the point of this? Why are we even here? I actually said that. And I said to the dude, the worst thing that you can say as a professional, here's what not to say. It was textbook. I said to the guy, I think it was what's to the effect of, do you know who I am? It's just ridiculous, right? Nobody gives a rat's ass. And I gave him a little speech. Do you know that? Blah, 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 blah. And then I said something like, and have you ever built a site that blah, 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 and went on, whatever I said. It was stupid and it was ridiculous. Now, see when you're in a situation like that, where you've got somebody effectively attacking your credibility, if you ever find yourself having to defend yourself and saying, hey, I'm the guy who done this, and I built this, and I done that, and don't you realize I'm amazing, and blah, blah, blah. Listen to me, people. That is a losing strategy. I have gone around the sun enough times to test this. Nobody's impressed. There has never been a conversation where somebody says, oh, wow, he's been doing this since my mama was wiping my nose. Oh, wow. Oh, hark the herald angels sing. Never happens. If you find yourself in that type of situation and you have to qualify yourself, you've really messed up. So I messed up. But then I thought, how can I say all of that stuff about being the greatest thing since sliced bread, but without saying it? How can I do that? So I picked myself up one of these. I think it was only 20 quid, you know. And for the next meeting, I turned up with this on. Now, you know it's dog shit. I know it's dog shit. But I turn up at the meeting and I say, okay, folks, so today we're going to be looking at blanket. Oh, hi, Charlie. Nice to see you. And that's all Charlie gets. Now, at this point, Charlie has to ask himself a question. Is this guy wearing a £45,000 Rolex day date presidential? The same watch that was worn in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross when the guy says, that watch cost more than your car. Is that guy wearing one of them? Or is he such a fucking chancer that he's wearing a 20 quid watch from AliExpress, right? And it's like the Dirty Harry movie. He has to ask himself a question. Do I feel lucky? Now, okay, you're the IT manager. I show up. You don't know jack shit about me. But you see that's all you get. Do you feel lucky? You going to take the chance? Are you sure? Are you sure? Well, needless to say, the change was remarkable. People actually fall for this kind of thing, you know? So that was the story behind that. And I have to tell you, the guy whom I'm speaking about, he's probably watching this. Hello, Jordan. And we're actually good friends now and we laugh about stuff like this. The watch can change the vibe. This is the magic. I don't know jack shit about, fancy movements and all of that stuff. I wouldn't even know how to spell the word. But I can talk to you about the vibe. This is what we're bringing to the table, folks, and it's all about the vibe. Let's have another example of a watch with a vibe, right? So here's another example. My hair, apart from falling out, and I am a bald guy, but I'm also pure white here, or grey. You can see it's peeking through. And I have this skin problem. That's not a lump. That's a white blotch. It's perfectly smooth. I'm going to go and see the doctor about this. I mean, I am basically Glasgow's answer to Michael Jackson. I think I've got vitiligo. It's a real problem. It worries me. And anyway, sometimes I put on a little bit of tan to cover this up. And you'll see that, to cover up my white blotches. And a few months ago, I put a little bit, I'm trying to hide my white blotches, you know. And then I put a little dab on my hair and I thought, holy moly, that actually works. And I discovered that if I put tanning lotion on my hair, of all things, I haven't done it for a week or two, but I can get a good match. I know that's kind of cool. But then I noticed that my hair was going kind of ginger. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to be a ginger haired dude. I'd rather be, Luke Skywalker blonde, right? But then I discovered an amazing fact. Apparently 90% of people think that ginger hair is disgusting, but 10% go crazy for it. They're actually into it. Mick Hucknall that marvel of modern day science from the band Simply Red, he was onto something. He was onto something. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to milk this vibe. So look at this watch. To everyone, it's disgusting. But to me, look at it, orange. Homage City, USA. But what does it say? It says, yeah, that's right. That's right. I got ginger hair. And what you going to do about it? Because I am in a state of peace and harmony. Do you see what I'm saying, folks? It's all about the vibe. Let me show you some more watch energy, because I may not know about the models and the stats and all of the fancy stuff, but I'm an expert in energy as far as watches go. So let me give you another example. We're talking about colours. Now, if we take the Orient that I had, I can't find it. Here we go. Right. The next time you're hanging about wondering how you're going to pay the bills, try this little experiment. Wear green, and if you can, gold. Maybe like this. Now, this is not even real gold. Doesn't matter. I used to, for a short while, I mentioned this before, my good friend David, who's watching, gave me a gold coin. 24 carat. It was one of the buffalo ones, and I carried it about thinking this will be great. And what I discovered is that it never really made me feel different. But this makes me feel different, even if it's not real gold. Now, you try this experiment. The next time you feel short of cash, wear green and wear gold, right? You wear green and you wear gold and you chuck it on. And I know I'm sounding like a nutcase, but you watch what happens. I'm telling you, the frigging phone rings. That's right. The phone rings. I showed you my deadline watch. So if you have a deadline and, it's a tough deadline and you need to stay awake through the night, that's when I'll be wearing a watch like the one I showed you with a red or a burgundy background. Really clear face so that you can focus, clarity, And I could go on and on and on. So this is the magic of watches. I know probably less about watches than probably any of you folks watching. But it's not about, is it a Rolex or an Omega and how much is it and all the rest of it. It's about the vibe. So here's a good example, another good example. This is the one that I wear all the time. This one. Now, what does it say? What does that say to you? And you're probably like, well, nothing. Okay, but think about it. I mean, I chucked this strap on myself. Originally, it had a green strap, by the way, but I thought this strap looked nice. And what does it say? Well, it's kind of small, and it's not flashy, and it's not pretending to be something else. It's not a homage or anything, as far as I know. It's just a kind of honest watch, and it's functional. It has the day of the week. It says WED, and then it has 17th. Who'd have thought? Red secondhand. And it has a kind of no bullshit vibe, It's almost like if it could talk, it would say what you see is what you get. And I thought, man, well, I'd like to be that guy, And that kind of feels good to me. And so, if you and I meet and head out for a little overpriced coffee someplace, maybe I'll wear that, because that is actually a message that's in alignment with the person I'd like to be. Do you know what I'm saying? So watches are incredible. They set the whole tone. I do live streams almost every day for the channel here, and I code and everything. And sometimes I'll fall out of bed and hit record or stream. And believe it or not, sometimes it takes me an hour and a half to get ready. I take this kind of thing seriously, right? And anybody who watches this The watch, if there's a pun there, who cares? But the watch is always the foundation. And it's always like, okay, what kind of day would I like to have? What kind of day would I like to have? That's the foundation. So, I could go on and on and on, but when I'm looking at a watch, I'm not looking at the value, and I'm not looking at even is that going to look nice. I'm trying to pick up the vibe, and I know I'm going a little bit Yuri Geller here, but that's what it is. And I think it resonates with some people, you know? All right. So, thank you very much indeed. Somebody says you sound a bit like Sean Connery. You know what's funny? I don't sound anything like him, but I've had a few people say that, and it's the most charming thing ever. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Anyone from Scotland, and we have one or two here, would say that's ridiculous, but I appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much. The poll has been going. We now have 75% saying that pocket watches are not making a comeback. I got that one wrong. But 25% of you say that they are. Oh, interesting. Well, anyway, that's going to do us for this. I want to say a huge thank you for passing by for my little announcement. I'll leave a link to the channel down there. I'm just going to call it David Talks Watches. I think that's it. It's kind of an honest channel. And you'll get to hear me babbling on more and more about watches. Watches do have energy. And I'll tell you something else, folks, just before I go. You know, the most expensive thing I'm wearing, I mean, that was a gift, right? Right now, the most expensive thing I'm wearing is probably this shirt. And it cost me 16 quid. And I have explanations, but none of it matters. The short explanation is, hey man, go spend 4 years working on an open source project and see how you get on. Right? Go try it, see how you get on. Is Mame Meister still in here? Is the Mame Meister still in here? I had something to say. I mean, he did a charity event recently, and I couldn't turn up. I didn't have the funds, and I felt terrible, right? So I'm not a rich guy, at least at this little moment of time, and for the next week or two. But the nice thing about watches is that everybody can participate. You can come in at any level you want. Do you know what I'm saying? You can come in at any level you want. And if the vibe feels good with you, that's enough. You know what I mean? That's enough. All right. And that's what I love about it. Any level at all. Like I say, some of these watches are really, they're so cheap, I couldn't even put them on any auction. But that's what I love about it, you know? Anyway, I think we're just about done. Thank you so much indeed. This time next year, Rodney. Yeah. Do you know what? I always regret talking about money here because you don't want to brag and you don't want to do the Yorkshireman sketch from Monty Python. It's best just avoided. I am a web developer though, and even at the best of times, it's kind of feast and famine, you know. Yeah, quality. Here, well, let's have the last word from Jamie Opulence, who I believe has a fancy Patek. He says quality over quantity is key. And why, oh, why did I not listen to that advice when I could have used it instead of being surrounded by all of these affordable watches? Yeah, I think that sounds like good advice. And who knows? Maybe someday I'll come back with something really fancy. I think I'd like one of those Vacherons, you know, something like that. You know what I like about the Vacherons? They've got this logo here. That's right. They took the He-Man logo, who actually took that logo from the Knights Templar, as I'm sure you know. That would be my Grail watch, probably a Vacheron, just in case you were wondering. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. New watch channel. I am going back to talking about code here. You will not see me talk about watches here again. Never again. But thanks for passing by. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope that we can catch up again soon.